Thank you, Greg. A very good morning. Digital transformation. A study by McKinsey states that with just a single point of improvement in digital engagement, a bank can realize up to $100 million in potential revenue. Digital leaders like you are under pressure. 85% of digital transformations fail. 45% go over budget. And timelines, they slip by 50%. Why? Simply because digital transformation is not just about pretty screens. It's about flexible architecture, rapid iteration, eliminating friction, and legacy integration with backend application. Most platforms today are code-heavy, require multiple team handoffs, and are slow to compute and evolve. That is why we at Intellect created Codexa. Codexa is an enterprise digital workbench which is designed for zero coding, single-point configuration, and rapid deployment. With just metadata and configuration, no code, Codexa can let you spin up an emac.ai compliant design stack in just minutes. Codexa helps you create components like experience APIs, composable data models, workflows, entitlements, and those beautiful screens that we all love. And the icing on the top is it also has a beautiful AI assistant. Let's see how that works. So what we see here is a typical digital banking experience. This is a persona of a user who makes payment. So we're going to pay a particular invoice. So we select that. There's a bunch of invoices. We're going to select one of those invoices and say we're going to pay this. Now, what you're going to see here is interesting. The application gives you 4 different ways to make a payment, and you see that FedWire is the recommended option. Now, what if you were a bank and you now want to launch a new payment option, FedNow? Usually, this would be something that takes weeks or even months of requirement, design, coding, build, deploy, a whole bunch of stuff. What if I said that you could just do this in minutes? Let's switch over and show you how Codexa's AI assistant makes that possible. Now, this is Codexa. This is our digital asset configurator. It basically provides you with a whole set of tools to manage digital entities, attribute for those entities, configuration for those entities, and even build design element and UI element on the fly. We're going to show you something very interesting. We're going to flip over to Codexa's AI assistant, and we're going to ask Codexa to add a new payment rail called FedNow. So Codexa will analyze my request, provide a response to me. And now it's going to come back and tell me that there are specific fields that I need to add to my application. So it's going to give me a list of fields. And I want to know what exactly is the impact to my application, what changes are required to my application. And given the fact that these are the fields and this is the changes required, what exactly is the impact to my digital experience? And that's where it gets really important and really interesting. You'll see 3 categories here. You've got user interface changes, configuration changes, integration changes, all of this in one shot. And if you notice, one of the components there, it says validation rules. FedNow, typically, banks offer up to 500,000 limit, but you can always go up to $1 million. You can actually ask Codexa to change that on the fly if you want it. But we're going to go ahead and preview these changes. We're going to take Codexa's input, and we're going to approve to implement these changes real time. Now, we have the option to see what exactly were the changes done to the configurator. So Codexa is going to take me to the configurator. This is where all the configuration typically would have happened if I had done it manually. And as you can see, the FedNow is added. There's a whole set of new fields that is added. Not just that, it also lets me preview the user experience changes that are going to happen now. That's it. I mean, absolutely no code, absolutely no hard coding, no manual integration, just smart, dynamic configuration driven by metadata and AI. What used to take weeks is going to be really quick. We're going to actually go back into the application that we had. So you're going to log back the same user. Now remember how I said Codexa applied a limit of 500,000? So let's intentionally pick up a high value, something that exceeds that particular value. We're going to take that invoice. See, it now brought for FedNow as a new payment trail on the same screen. But it's not recommending FedNow. It's recommended FedWire. So let's click on FedNow, see what happens there. It's going to tell me why I cannot use FedNow. This is the real-time update done on Codexa right before your eyes that has implemented this change. Now we're going to go back, select a different invoice. And now you see that Fed now is the preferred option. Now, because I'm below the value, I can go ahead and I can accept this transaction. It gives me some detail. And here you go. ISO 222 compliant field for Fed now, ready for me to go. Typically, this would take you weeks of work, a lot of work with digital teams, multiple teams working together, going back and forth, testing. All of this can be done literally in minutes. And the best part, the icing on the cake that bankers love, 0 defects. Let me let that sink in for a while. A lot of people know what the impact of defects is. What we've shown you today is just a simple example of a payment rail being added. The art of the possible is way beyond this. As banks, you can launch new loan products. You can integrate with new third-party APIs, regardless of what platform or technology they're on. You can create and deploy mobile applications. You can create and manage KYC, AML, OFAC, sanctions workflows, or react quickly to regulatory changes. How many banks want that? They want it all the time. They want to react quickly to regulatory changes. With Codexa, banks are not going to be followers of change. You're going to be creating a change, and you're going to lead the change. We request you, come in and challenge us on how we could change digital transformation for you. Keep in mind that Codexa can work in coexistence with your current digital assets, even if they are on digital legacy platforms. Doesn't matter how old they are, what platform they are. Talk to us. We will be more than happy to come into your organization and do a complete proof of concept with Codexa at your bank. Thank you for your time.